This is the ultimate battery test of Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Hi everyone, this is JD, your gadget review friend. Welcome and welcome back to GadgetRevNow. Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra borrowed the last year's battery at 5000 milliampere, but with the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, the more power-efficient processor made the battery life of this phone longer. Researching some lab tests online, there was a significant improvement in battery life compared to the previous generation. That sounds promising. So today, we will mimic consumers' behavior and see how good the battery life of this phone. Let the ultimate battery test begin. Few housekeeping rules on this battery test. So on the display of the phone, we will have light mode. The brightness is set to 50%. Adaptive brightness is off. The screen refresh rate is set to 120 Hz. And the screen resolution is set to Quad HD+. We have a 5G SIM card from Bell. We will test it later. And the 5G network is on. We are setting the ring notification with 50% volume. On the upper left corner of the screen, you will see the test. On the lower left, you will see the time. And in the lower right portion of the screen, you will see the battery percentage. So I think we're all set. I think that's the settings for a heavy user. Off to our first test. On our first test early morning, we will do some browsing tests. Normally, a consumer will check their emails, scroll their social media, and read some online news. We will do this for the next 20 minutes. After 20 minutes of browsing online using Wi-Fi and brightness is set to 50%, the time is now 9:31 AM and we still have a perfect battery of 100. So a typical consumer, I would say, would go to work every morning. So I will connect my Bluetooth earbuds on my phone, use 5G network, and play some music. For this test, I'm going to use my favorite earbuds from HHOgene, which is the Gpods. If you would like to see the review of these earbuds, I will leave the link in the description below. As you can see, the phone is connected to 5G network. We will play some music using YouTube Music. Earbuds volume is set to 50%. We will be back after 30 minutes. After 32 minutes, it's now 10:27 AM. We're playing How Great Is Our God by Chris Tomlin and checking the battery. It's now 98%. So a 30 minute of music using 5G network is around 1% battery life. We will be back after the remaining 28 minutes. After 1 hour, it's now 10:56 AM, and as expected, there's a 1% drop in every 30 minutes of music using 5G network. The battery life is now down to 97%, and for anyone who wants to play music on their S23 Ultra, that's a pretty good battery drop using 5G connectivity. That's a solid battery performance so far from the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. We're using the phone right now using the selfie camera UHD at 30 FPS. We will use this phone for vlogging for the next couple of minutes and we will shoot some images outside. Now I'm using the portrait mode of Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra UHD at 30 FPS. Now we're using the rear camera of Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. I think the weather in Canada is improving. It's now spring. You see that the snow is melting. I'm actually using the 1X right now. Let's switch to the 0.6X and look at the stabilization right there. And this is the 3x optical zoom. Now we're switching to the 10X optical zoom. Look at the sharpness and the stabilization. Pretty good. On that few minutes of camera test, the battery drops to 3% already. So I learned that if you're using this phone for a lot of UHD or 8K video recording, the battery of this phone will burn really fast.
There you have it, folks. Conclusive proof that Spider-Man...
On our next test, we will do video streaming using Wi-Fi for the next 2 hours. We are watching Spider-Man No Way Home. The brightness is set to 50% and the loudness is around 80 to 90%. The video streaming is HD 1080p. We will be back after 1 hour.
But that's not all, folks. Here's the real blockbuster. Brace yourselves, you might want to sit down.
Spider-Man's real.
I swear, when I get out of this, we're gonna rip you.
After 1 hour of playing the video, the resolution is 1080p. Checking the battery life, we still have 86% remaining. So there's a 7% drop in the battery. And just last week, I tested OnePlus 11 and we have the same Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, same brightness, but the volume is only 50% and that phone drops to 10% in 1 hour. So this phone is performing better than OnePlus 11 in terms of movie streaming. Let's continue the video and later we will check the remaining battery. After exactly 2 hours of video streaming, it is now 1:42 PM and we still have 80% remaining battery. We only lost 13% of battery for a 2-hour movie. Brightness at 50%, HD streaming, volume at 80 to 90% and connected to Wi-Fi. That's a pretty efficient processor if you ask me. Now let's check the screen on time of the phone before we continue. So there's 3 vital information we're looking in here. The phone's uptime is 4 hours and 34 minutes. The screen on time is 2 hours and 39 minutes. And the standby time is 1 hour and 54 minutes. Those are solid numbers. Now we will play a mobile game for the next 2 hours. We are playing Mobile Legends, Genshin Impact, and Subway Surfer for the next 2 hours. It's now 1:59 PM and the battery is sitting at 80%. I just noticed that after an hour and a half gaming, the phone is a little hot but manageable. And after 2 hours of non-stop gaming, it's now 4 PM and the battery is sitting at 54%. So after the gaming test, we will use the phone for GPS and then we will do browsing. And lastly, we will do video test and we will check the result. Now we're doing a 15 to 20 minute drive using the GPS in 5G connectivity. This is a very detailed battery test, so if you'd like to see more of this content, don't forget to subscribe. We're buying food on drive-thru, but we're still using the phone for GPS. Done with our GPS test. It's now 4:24 and the battery is 51%. Now we will do browsing test for the next 2 hours. It's exactly 6 PM and it's getting darker now and the battery still has 42%. Now I'll put the phone on standby mode on 5G connectivity to see how much drop we will get. Then we will play 2 hours of video. Then we will check the result. After 1.5 hours of standby on 5G, the battery only dropped to 1%. So again, this is better than OnePlus 11's 1% drop every 30 minutes. Now it's already 7:34. We will play our last video for 2 hours. Same 50% brightness and 80% volume on HD streaming. And after this, we will check the result.
I'm at the universe, sir.
So what? Y'all just gonna stand here and act like I ain't butt-ass naked?
So after 2 hours of video, it's almost bedtime, 9:30 PM. We still have a quarter of the battery, which is 28%. That's really a solid battery performance for Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Now let's talk about the result. So this is the ultimate battery test of Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. We tried to mimic a heavy user's behavior by watching 4 hours of video, playing 2 hours of mobile games, another 2 hours for browsing and an hour for music using 5G network, GPS, standby time, call and text, and a lot more. We have an uptime of 12.5 hours and screen on time of 8.5 hours. We still have 28% of the end of the day. That's roughly another 3 hours. Yes, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 together with the phone's optimization make the battery of Samsung Galaxy S23 long-lasting, an easy 2-day phone for everyone. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll continue to compare this phone in our channel, maybe the camera test next, so stay tuned. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.